You've just started the tour.
Yeah.
How many days ahead?
Oh, it's the first show yesterday. We played Friesek in Germany. Was under the black sun.
Oh, how was the crowd?
I think the crowd was pretty okay. We met a lot of old friends there. We played under the black sun before. I think 2003 edition, and yeah, so it was great being back. And also the promoter Jorg from Falter Records, 666 Concerts. He's a very close brother of mine.
Oh, so it's like playing with friends.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'd like to talk not only about the present, but about some things from the past.
Sure,
I
no
hope it's
problem.
okay for you.
Yeah, yeah.
So, it's fair to say that you are one of the most important bands playing brutal music from Asia. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do agree.
Do you remember how it all began with Impiety?
Yeah, I mean, it began when I was in high school, and of course influenced by a lot of, what inspired and started me was maybe the early wave of black and death metal, and also early thrash. You know, we had was into Hellhammer, Bathory, because they had this at the record store at the time. Also early Creator, Sodom, and then later on Sarcophago, Morbid Angel, Possessed. So all these bands had a role to play in getting me started. And then from then on, from high school, I formed the first band, which was Sex Fargo. We were very inspired by Sarcophago, Sex Thrash, the Brazilian wave of black thrash, death. And I think it was late '89 that totally got more serious members, you know, who could commit. And I think we wanted to do something more original than just covers. And Impiety was formed in, I think, January 1990. Yeah.
So, any ideas from Sexophago was put into the music of Impiety?
Yeah, I think we had a lot of influence of Sarcophago in early Impiety or Sex Fargo. Yeah, it's always there. It's always there.
Impiety was formed, as you said, in early 90s. What was the extreme metal scene like in Southeast Asia?
Okay, I would say they were already thrash and death metal bands, and it's a little bit strange because I was not acquainted to so many people in the scene back then. I was more writing bands, you know. I was in contact with Imperator, for example.
Oh.
I was in contact with the Swedish early death metal scene, Nihilist, the guys from Grotesque, Merciless Sweden. So it's totally, it was totally like something that came outside of Singapore. That inspired me to release demos instead of the local scene. So it's strange that after we released the first promo demo, etc., bands from Singapore, Malaysia started writing me and saying that, hey, you know, we didn't know there was Impiety, and we read about you in fanzine from maybe from Holland, you know. Yeah, I mean, then from then onwards, I began to know more people from the local scene, and then I discovered they were already a growing number of death metal, black metal enthusiasts, you know. They had really good demo tapes, and I think the Asian metal scene had a very good beginning, especially from Japan to Indonesia to Malaysia, Singapore. We had a very good start. And this would be 88 onwards.
So, how the people from your area reacted on your music when you start playing concerts and release your demos?
The thing with Impiety is we started playing shows only pretty late. So we didn't want to play shows, maybe because the mindset back then was all the gigs that were going on were all mixed gigs with, so you had a fresh band playing with punk, hardcore, or ska band, indie band, etc. So maybe for us, you know, we were like more purists. We wanted to play with other metal bands. We didn't want to do like a gig with mixed genre, you know. So it took a while. Eventually, and I would say it would be a very long time. I think 95 was the first Impiety show, and we played in Malaysia. We didn't play Singapore for the first show, so we played overseas, and we had 800 crowd. It was really insane. I remember that, you know. Some Malaysian friends have released DVDs because they found that show to be very nostalgic, you know, 800 people, and then you have Impiety. You had a lot of good Malaysian death metal bands who joined us, you know. So yeah, something like that.
From the beginning, you have very straight and vision
Yeah.
of your music and lyrics, and they are very brutal in some way. Have you got any problems in your country or elsewhere with censorship?
Yes, in the beginning was maybe pretty hard to expose a lot of Impiety in Singapore. We didn't want to sell demo tapes to just anybody. It's just people we friends of friends, you know.
Oh, okay.
Concerning Singapore, because the government was pretty strict. And I think later on they opened up and extreme metal became, I would say, accepted, you know. Not entirely, but tolerated. That would be the key word. And yeah, so it took a while for us to really expose more of Impiety in Singapore. But on the contrary, overseas, like Malaysia or even the rest of the world, America, South America, we were already getting to know bands, exchanging demos, communicating, you know. So pretty odd that in our own country, we were very much afraid of being shut down and all this censorship. We didn't really agree to it, you know. We stand for what we write and what we sing about. We have no compromise.
So you could have then problems with law.
Yeah, I did have, I wouldn't say problems, but when Impiety wanted to play Singapore, for example, they asked us, hey, we know Impiety very well, so they told me straight, do not play certain songs from certain albums. And I found that a little bit odd, but I just complied because perhaps that would keep Impiety going in my home country, you know. And so I said, okay, I won't play these songs, but we still played a good set in the beginning for Singapore.
So what they found, what is forbidden for?
Exactly, you know, when it comes to religious sensitivity, etc., you know, I think that's where we have to be. It's a fine line, you know, what you can criticize and what you can't, you know.
The Impiety name is very obvious.
Yeah.
The obvious meaning. And what does this name means to you now?
Now, well, it's something that is what I live for. You know, it's just Impiety is not a band. It's when I work with, for example, Disaster, Nizam, we are this unit. You know, and we are very much in command. So Impiety has grown to be very powerful in that sense, where we feel that whatever we put out, it's really something from within us, you know, our soul, very sacred, and we give everything to Impiety, you know. So part and parcel, it is the lifeline, the bloodline for us over these 35 years, you know. Yeah. From a very humble beginning until today, where you will go into the grave with the belief and philosophy and...
It's your life.
Yeah, exactly.
As you mentioned, you play 35 years.
Long time.
Do you think about some special event or release?
Yes, immediately after we finish these 10 dates with Nihilo, now we're on tour. We head back and I think it's the 18th and 19th of July. We have 2 shows, special anniversary shows in Malaysia and Singapore.
Oh.
So we are looking forward to that. It will be something the local fans will look forward to.
It will be some kind of special set list, or?
Yes, definitely. We will include some rare classics seldom played or played many years ago. So we will surprise them.
Oh. in the band there were so many musicians during this old 55 years.
Yeah.
Why they change so often?
It's really hard. Coming from an Asian background, you know, it's always hard. You know, it's either you do music full time, or you commit to a proper job. You know, in Asia, I think, especially metal music, you know, it's something niche. It's not really widely accepted, you know, by the majority of the people who are always into top 40s and stuff like that. So definitely at some point you're going to lose someone who doesn't want to give up his job, his career, who has a family, some kids, and you know, they just want to commit to a more permanent lifestyle of a civilized human.
It's more like being in the tribe.
Yeah,
And going
exactly.
About 20 years ago, you were playing with Antimo from Mexican Disgorge.
Yeah, fucking hell, Antimo, yeah.
And I think he fit perfectly to your band.
Exactly.
But why he haven't been playing for you longer than, I think, 2 years?
Yeah, the problem is actually it's nothing to do with you know, personality. I mean, we really got along very well with the Mexicans. I think it came down to the distance, and we were paying such a big amount in airfares just to get them over to Asia, you know, for example. And then it was pretty much so difficult. We had an offer to tour the USA at that point of time. And it was so difficult because of the visas for Mexicans, you know. For Singaporean wasn't difficult, but you know, for the Mexican brothers, the USA government just made it so hard, you know. So then it came to a point where I told myself, so much money lost, opportunities. I spoke to them and they were like, really cool, man. So they said at any point of time, if I come back, they're ready to play, man. So yeah, we're still in touch, you know. And I think Antimo, Oscar, and the rest, they are busy with their other bands as well. So I'm very happy for them, in a way, yeah.
Do you know the real reason why he left Disgorge?
Okay, real reason why he left Disgorge. If I'm not mistaken, it's something to do with internal disagreements.
Oh, okay.
This is all I can tell you right now.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Together with him, you recorded Paramount of Evil.
Yes.
And I think this is the most controversial album which you have ever recorded.
Yes.
What made you, did you explore themes like Holocaust, Nazism and organized evil?
Yeah.
What was the idea behind of all these
Yeah, you
concepts?
said it perfect. You said organized evil. It's because, you know, the world we live in, you know, history does not lie, but the victors are always the ones who write the story at the end, and it doesn't seem to add up sometimes, you know. So I decided to write something that was really down to earth, something that connected with life as you see it, and not something fantasy, you know. Yes, for sure, it's very sensitive because people do not like to talk about it. Why? Because it's real. It happened, you know. And Impiety is, we stood up for this because Paramount Evil is the all evil that men do, you know. Nothing to hide, as I said to you, and something different. I wanted to be touch upon a more realistic topic and expose, unveil, reveal, discuss, to talk about all this, you know. Nothing hidden, no censorship at all.
Tell me, what was the reaction of this album, for example, in Europe? I mean,
Yes.
are there people who misunderstand your message, that thought that you were promoting this ideology of Nazi, etc.?
Yeah, so I think a lot of major press in metal condemned Impiety out front, outright, straight away. You know, they came forward and said, "You're supporting all this, and we never expected an Asian band to support the more right, you know, etc." But I told them, I said, "This is nothing to do with me supporting whatever, man. I'm just speaking the truth, you know. Stuff you do not want to talk about, I talk about."
Discovery Channel do
Yeah.
this all
So-
the time.
So during that period, I remember we were totally banned from Germany for a period of 5 years for no reason. Yes, we tried to play shows and they said, "Oh no, Impiety, you're blacklisted, so we don't want to book you." They were very direct with me, some of the promoters.
You've been in Poland many times,
Yeah.
playing shows in the south of the Poland.
Yeah.
Have you ever got a chance to go to the Auschwitz? Because it's
Yeah,
close.
nearly. So Michal, who's promoting Black Celestia, we nearly had a day to visit Auschwitz, but we just didn't have the chance. But when I was in Italy for a few months, I managed to visit some of the old crematorias, etc., etc., etc. So it was good insight into the history of the period, Second World War, etc. So as for Poland, no, definitely. Like I said, we missed the day. We were supposed to go, and then
On that album,
Yeah.
you recorded Morbid Vision.
Morbid Vision from
Why did you
Sepultura.
choose this one?
Yeah, because it's also one of the albums that inspired Impiety. The first Sepultura EP, Bestial Devastation, and then came Morbid Visions, and then Schizophrenia, etc. Man, these albums are always embedded in my soul, alongside all the other albums, It's not just one album, but it has to be a few, of every favorite band of yours.
So what do you think about the new version of Morbid Vision?
Yeah, I heard it already. I think it's I mean, you cannot capture the moment of 86,
Of course.
for sure. And if I'm not mistaken, they use a 8-track recorder back in the day, and the rawness, power delivered by just that simple recording said it all. It took that album miles. Even today, if a band tries to replicate, or like you said, the new version, I would still prefer the old version, but the new version is pretty okay. I find that acceptable, It's okay, it's still Max playing it, So,
As people say, this is more Sepultura than real Sepultura. I
Yeah.
mean, what he's playing with
yeah,
his
everybody has their own opinion,
Worshippers of the Seventh Tyranny is quite unique album because
Yes.
it is only one track.
Yeah.
What was the idea behind making one track on album? So
Okay, it
one.
was more or less like inspiration came from the early Doom bands, Like I said, Doom has always inspired Impiety, and I was thinking of 7 parts to it, which translates to 7 songs. And in the end, it became one whole long passage. I think it's 44-minute long on the album, and we delivered live. You would not believe it. I think a 35, 36-minute version in full length. We played that live in Singapore.
How
we
many
played it-
times? Only once? Or more?
I think it was 2 or 3 shows, maybe also in Thailand. I can't remember. We did an Asian tour and we promoted a 2-hour live set. So totally insane because I think the fans were really caught by surprise. They were like we played Worshippers first and then all the other Impiety songs. So we had a break in between. So some fans could go for a smoke, relax, come back, Impiety Part 2. So all the classics. So we did that. So you asked me what led me to write such an album. I will just tell you that Doom has always been one primary influence. Early Celtic Frost, for example, bands like Worship, I really love Necroschisma, stuff like that. Yeah. So I grew up with great Doom bands like this, So I decided to, why not try, Because it's not going to be an entire album where you have immense, tremendous lows and gloomy parts or etc. It's also littered with an expulsion of blast beats, really a balanced album,
Do you play part of this song on the concerts?
No, so for Worshippers we have to do it like I said. If we need to play, it's always a 30 plus 35-minute version.
Okay, always.
So it's going to be
only
very
full
hard.
One.
Yeah, we can't do it like now on tour, which we are promoting recent album, songs from recent albums, from Versus All Gods, plus since it's 35 years, this tour we are playing a lot of classics as well.
All right. What currently inspires your lyrics writing? I mean, you write about anti-religion, about satanic,
So
etc.
definitely the hatred of organized religion, the corrupt political system, how life is in general. You are made to become just part of the flock, a sheep. You know, just a number in the system, for example. You know.
Do you feel
So-
from time to time that you are exhausted with such themes?
No, never ever, because it's pretty interesting. I am someone who does a lot of research, so I don't stop at just perhaps looking at it from that aspect where I need to criticize. I always look at how it was formed, the political instability of the time and region, and how the Trinity came into being, for example, you know, the Council of Nicaea. So the politics of it all, the Roman creation of it all, and also various religions. So definitely, it's interesting, and it further confirms my my what do you call it, like beliefs that it's crap, really crap. It's just out to deceive you. Yeah.
So do you have any your own beliefs, or human, or I don't know,
Yeah, I
some
mean,
idea?
if you look at the universe in general, in perspective, you know, I'm not going to tell you that we came from a fucking monkey, you know. So I will just leave it at that. If you look at the galaxies in general, really unique. You have 2 billion planets or more out there. So it's really unique. And to say that humankind could be the only intelligent life form, I think you're fucking stupid, you know, honestly, man.
It's been quite some time since your last album was released. So
Yes.
do you have any new material upcoming?
Yeah, so the thing is, we took some time to perfect everything, and this year we told ourselves we have China and Japan to play, and after that, I probably won't take any offers to play any shows because it's very distracting. When you're on the road, you can't focus in the studio, etc., on the new material. But we have it pre-recorded. We're going to finish the recording and get the album out, say, early 2026. So that will be our primary focus after October this year, is to finish off the album.
Can you tell some details about music or title? Or it's too
The title I have in my head, man. So it's basically 2 words. But that's all I can tell you because I prefer to keep it as a surprise. But in terms of brutality, deliverance, more or less where we left off from Versus All Gods. So it's still technical, fast, but something the listener is able to grasp at the first listen. Not a sellout or anything like that, sticking to tradition.
Since then, your lineup a little bit changed. So the
Actually, yeah. So in addition, right now we have Azrin. Azrin is now maybe 4 years in the band. But looking at Nizam and looking at Disaster, they have been in the band for 12 years now. So time flies, and these guys have always been around. We had another guitar player, I think you met the last time, Izzah. Now, he was in the band for a moment to basically replace Nizam, because Nizam had kids, and he really found it hard to commit to the band and then his job plus his new kids, you know. So Izzah came in for that 2 years. I thought Izzah would stay on, but then when Izzah had to leave because Izzah wanted to maybe settle down and then focus on his job, his career, it so happened that Nizam was free. So it was just a direct interchange, just like that, you know, like in and out. So of course we miss Izzah. He's a fucking fantastic player, good brother. Man, he accomplished a lot with Impiety. And now Nizam is back, so we are even much stronger than ever.
On the last album, you did a photo session in Poland.
Yes.
Why did you choose here? It's surprising.
Yeah, because I think, okay, we were here actually for the recording.
Ah,
I think you know. So we were in Bialystok, but before
Cats.
that we played 3 shows here, and I was hanging a lot with Michal from Black Cilicia. We stayed with him as well, and then it so happened that I told him, hey, you know, perhaps it would be killer to do a photo here for remembrance of the great Polish country, you know. And he said, okay, you know, you really want to do the photo here? I said, yeah, let's do it, man. And it was also winter, so it looked really cruel and wicked to have a photo shoot here, I think, during that period, you know. We had snow up to our knees, fucking insane, in that 2018, I think, yeah. So we did it, man.
Beside Impiety, you also play in Devourer.
Yes, so Devourer is something I created in my free time, which I wanted to play guitars in, basically. Not so much be a front person, but composer, yes. But not. I mean, I just wanted a band where I could just play guitars.
So, any plans for the new materials or maybe shows?
Yeah, actually, there have been many people asking when are the shows and tours of Devourer will take place. I said to them, at best I could do is early next year. You know, we plan to do an EP, a 2-song, perhaps a 7-inch single for Devourer, and then do an Asian tour.
Or maybe with Impiety together?
It will be hard, I think, because Impiety, it does take a lot, you know, and my focus as well, passion. I love both bands, you know, don't get me wrong, but I'd rather not mix the two. Yeah. So that is why when I write Devourer, I try to keep it as far as possible from material I've written for in Impiety.
Before we end, the last question.
Yes.
What is your personal relationship with spirituality? Do you believe in anything beyond matter and chaos, which you write about in your lyrics?
Yes, of course. Like I discussed with you earlier, when you look at the universe in general and how everything revolves around matter, energy, dark energy, there is definitely a force out there, right? You know it. You don't have this out of nothing, you know. So I'll keep it at that. But in terms of being very spiritual, not so, man. I'm more of a fucking desecrator, destroyer, you know. So yeah.
Okay, thank you for your time, and the last words are yours.
All right, we're here today in Katowice, and really looking forward to the show tonight. Thank you for this time to interview me just before the show. See you guys on the road. Thank you for supporting Impiety all these 35 fucking years. Hail and kill.